Well, before Marvel brought out their big budgeted cinematic universe, they also had a small cinematic animated universe. The first movie to ever come out at that time was the Ultimate Avengers the movie. Captain America wakes up from being frozen, finds out that the world is completely changed and modernized, and then is forced to lead the team of Avengers who distrust him at first. Everyone finds out that Tony Stark is Iron Man, and that the Hulk cannot be controlled. And Thor likes to drink mead. It basically follows off of the Ultimates comic, and is a very good animated movie. It came out in 2006, and was co-created between Marvel Animated Features and Lionsgate. This was before Marvel was bought out by Disney. It would be followed by a sequel called The Ultimate Avengers 2. Rise of the Panther, but they actually kill Hank Pym off. Big surprise. Ultron does not make an appearance, but they fight the alien Chitauri race, led by a Nazi, who you'll see in the first two movies. Then there was another movie that I don't have, but it's in that same universe, where the kids of the Avengers come back to fight the bad guys. Followed on, Iron Man will get his own solo movie, where he has to fight an ancient Chinese undead force and ends up falling in love with a Chinese woman. He basically fights the Mandarin. She ends up dying and drama ensues. But it's Iron Man. At least you do get to see the classic first Jin Iron Man suit. This is before the Iron Man movie came out. This one has come out when it came out in 2007, where Ultimate Avengers 2 came out in 2006, which kind of back to back. These were, I'm not saying they're low budgeted, but any means, but the animation's nice. This will be followed by a TV series in the X-Men universe called Wolverine and the X-Men. This is a 26 episode anime, and again was created by Marvel and Lionsgate. Entertaining, but the animation is kind of there if you look at it. I don't think the animation is too bad. They did a good job of making the movie, and even the Hulk and Wolverine have a battle and fight each other. But there was a movie that kind of showcased this. This is the double feature animated movie, not anime. We'll be getting to that in a minute. This is Hulk versus Thor and Wolverine. In Hulk versus Thor, Loki steals dang it, what's his name? Bruce Banner's power and takes it away from him, and basically turns him human while making the Hulk its own separate entity of his rage. And then Hulk versus Wolverine, we actually have the first ever on-screen appearance of Deadpool, besides Ryan Reynolds' appearance in the X-Men movies, before they actually made a canon video, because I'm not counting X-Men Origins Wolverine. And also we have, both of these came out in 2008. The X-Men series actually came out in 2009 or 2008, depending on which thing. It says on here 2008, so this movie could actually share as an extra episode. The animation quality for the Hulk versus Wolverine is pretty decent, but the Hulk versus Thor is kind of almost, it's not Flash level quality cheap, so at least it looks good. Then comes out an awesome movie that I've thoroughly enjoyed by Lionsgate, Hulk, Planet Hulk. There's even extras for the bonus disc. This movie is awesome. Now, we have here the only time that I've ever seen this in Blu-ray. I got this from a video game store. But anyway, that's not the point. Planet Hulk is awesome. This adapts the Planet Hulk comic. The Avengers basically are upset with Hulk because he's too powerful, so they sent him away. He destroys his ship that's supposed to send him to a nice peaceful world where he can't hurt anyone, and ends up on the gladiatorial planet of Sakaar. He fights as a gladiator, and then becomes the new Sakarson, or king of the planet. lists hinting that if they had brought a sequel out and Lionsgate still had the rights to this, we would have seen a second movie called Planet Hulk 2, where Hulk's wife and son are supposedly killed. His son would survive later. And then he reigns death and destruction on Earth. This would end the Marvel Lionsgate alliance after their purchase. But we were graced by 2 Japanese versions, which I used to have the entire Japanese versions of Blade, Iron Man, and the X-Men. Let's just say this shit was too fucking depressing to even be considered. Yeah, they kill every good character off just to strengthen the hero characters, which... Basically, though, the Iron Man version is basically the same as the Invincible Iron Man animated movie. But we were graced by Studio Madhouse and Sony's universe. Iron Man, The Rise of Technovore. This is a sequel to the Iron Man anime. This, you still have Nick Fury, Black Widow, and all the other characters. They make their appearance. And Hawkeye, or whatever his name is, they all duke it out. Iron Man tries to save Brody, who's been infected by Technovore. He teams up with the Punisher. One of the cool things about the Punisher being in this is he's voiced by Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. So a very entertaining movie. Then we ended up with the other one. Marvel Avengers Confidential, Black Widow, and Punisher. Now, this is a follow-up sequel to Iron Man Rise of Technovore, but this time, Black Widow and the Punisher have to team up to fight a group of enemies simply referred to as Leviathan. They're the big terrorist group at the time who are selling technology, shield technology, to other terrorist groups. And the Avengers do make an appearance, and there is a funny scene where the Punisher tries to shoot Iron Man. He said, "You shouldn't have worn the bulletproof suit." Very funny. Obviously, he's not voiced by Norman Reedus, but still a very entertaining movie. Then we come to the worst of the so-called universe. This one was made by Marvel, and there's 2 versions. This is Marvel's Iron Man Hulk Heroes United. Now, this uses 3D CGI. You have the Hulk and Iron Man teaming up together to fight Wendigos, AIM, and other bad guys. This would have been a good attempt if the movies didn't have this god-awful CG. But other than that, there's also an Iron Man Captain America team up too. These were the only 2 in their series. There's never been anything else, unless you're counting the Disney reboots from that time. This one was just produced by Marvel. It doesn't say it's part of their Avengers initiative, but that kind of ends the Marvel animated universe, not counting the cartoons and stuff from the 1990s. I do have a few Spider-Man, but that actually ends the new age of Marvel compared to stuff like what DC is pumping out each time. The Marvel animated universe has a long time before it's ever going to catch up to DC again. But thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next video.